What the hell is this? I'm watching this video specifically because it doesn't have a title.
This has been a hot topic, okay?
So this is from a few days ago.
Christian influencers. Okay. He said, we talked about the woke right. He said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a...
Yeah, same reaction.
Now, if I was getting paid, then the react would be like this.
So this is from a few days ago.
Christian influencers. Okay.
You need more reactions
said,
in your model.
We talked about the woke right. He said, I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant...
Well, the voice is fine.
The woke right, because these people, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. They're insane. They're
My model's
Calling
in the way.
people Nazis. I really think that this is like they're trying to polymorph the same mob for the 12th time, and it's just not working, bro. It's totally DR'd. You can't CC it anymore.
Yeah,
You've
it's over,
used
dude.
it too many times. It's
Yeah,
not
diminishing
working.
returns,
But
yeah.
they're actually
Hide
meeting
here.
on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with
Systematically, what do you mean by that?
money. Money of NGOs, vast money of governments.
Dude, you know what's so annoying about this whole thing, dude? Like, I was thinking about this today, and let me tell you, like, the most ridiculous thing about all of this, okay? The most ridiculous thing about all of this shit is, I think, if you were to, like, ask me honestly, like, Leaflit, how do you honestly feel about this? I think that naturally, so if you were to take, like, America, right, and the values that America has, and then you took Israel, and you took the values that Israel has, I think there's more compatibility there than there is with, like, Palestine and Hamas. So the crazy thing about that, right, is I feel like in general, America...
Yes, the problem is a territorial ambition of a small portion of people in Israel that warps their foreign policy and creates all this backlash by the result of his actions.
Americans are more likely to be like kind of sympathetic towards Israel, again, because of there's like a bit of it's more culturally like compatible, right? However, all of this shit that keeps happening, all of this shit that keeps happening with all of this bullshit and the censorship and the let's pay people off, and then like whatever the controversy is of like trying to get things banned, like, oh, you can't say anything bad about Israel on TikTok, and like all of this stuff, it's making people hate them more. Is it just me? I feel like people hate them.
A little background. One reason Israel has such a hold on American politics is its relationship with the American deep state, or the ESF. When the U.S. deep state needs something done against its own citizens, Mossad is the outside agency it employs, like Epstein, getting blackmail on material on U.S. politicians. It's Mossad. And if you watch my videos, you know there's other big things that have been done to U.S. citizens, and Mossad is most likely involved in those. And so Mossad has a huge amount of dirt on the United States, the deep state, and they have to support Israel. If Israel revealed what it had done, it would be catastrophic for the deep state, so they have to support Israel.
More because of all of this stuff. And I feel like if they just did nothing, that people would be more sympathetic towards them than they would be to like Palestine or Hamas. I'm just being real. It just seems so weird that like this kind of weird kind of subterfuge control thing that's going on is really turning people off. It's really, really turning people off. Like people are like, bro, like that is too much. You know what I mean? And again, like if they just did nothing, I think a lot of people in America would be 100% for them. Yes,
if they weren't constantly killing innocent people. I mean, it's not even a question. They're war on Hamas. Yes, they're going after Hamas, but they're killing tons of innocent people, leveling the city and the housing and everything in Gaza. So much destruction, and people see that doesn't make them like Israel.
That's how I see it, basically. That they're basically constantly like punching themselves in the dick. That's what it looks like to me. And again, like, I don't know that much. Like, you know, I'm speaking as like an American who like cares mostly about. I care not mostly. I can't.
Like an average, an American with average information about Israel and from news and whatever, which means a lot, mostly uninformed. Since we're doing the topic of Israel, I will mention one thing that both Asmgun and Hassad never bring up that's incredibly important to understand in the context of Israel and Hamas is Israeli support for Hamas. The Wikipedia entry on it is so and here's an article from Times of Israel. Basically, in order to kill the two-state solution, Netanyahu's government propped up, helped fund Hamas. This article explains it. It was their policy. They helped, like Qatar, fund money into Qatari cash to enter Gaza. They allowed it. They encouraged it. And actually, at the very, very beginning, it wasn't even Qatari cash. It was Israeli cash. Israeli taxpayer money went directly to Gaza, to Hamas. Of course, that's not politically viable long term, so it started being Qatari cash instead. But that reason, you hear all Israel go after Iran for funding Hamas and bombing Iran, funding Hamas, and Iran is evil for funding Hamas, but you don't hear a peep about Qatar funding Hamas. That's because this cash, this Qatari cash going to Hamas, was done at Israel's request as a favor to Israel. That's why they have never criticized Qatar for funding Hamas. So Hamas was an instrument that Israel used to keep the Palestinians without a state. And it blew up in their face, in one sense. In another, I'm sure the people that funded it to kill this two-state solution are believers in the greater Israel. And October 7th gave them the perfect excuse to try to seize all of Hamas. Whether they'll succeed or not, I don't know. But you have to understand that Hamas isn't a grassroots movement out of Gaza, organic. It isn't organic at all. It's propped up and funded by Israel. That's how it came to be. And they've rejected peace so many times. That was Israel's intention in funding them. And that's something, for example, Nux Taku never talks about, Netanyahu's funding of Hamas. That's one weak point in his coverage of politics. Anyway, back to the video.
Care only about America. It's not even mostly. It's I care only about America. And you're taking like a person like that who like, I don't know what the fuck is going on over there. I don't know. I don't really care that much about what's going on in the Middle East. But as a person who only cares about America, I'm telling you that like I would have been way more on their side if it wasn't for all of this weird fucking shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Okay. When to fight back?
I mean, if you're talking about weird shit, Israel has seized huge tracts of land in southern Syria and is giving tours to Israeli settlers. We'll just Israel, Syria, settlers, Zero Edge. Here we go. Israeli army organizes hiking tour for Jewish settlers in occupied Syria. So reason I'm mentioning this is if you think all this stuff about all this violence in Gaza and West Bank is a pain, and if only maybe it might be worth just getting Palestinians out of there to have peace. Well, no, there won't be peace because Israel is about to build settlements in Syria. Because it's never going to end until those in Israel who want a greater Israel are told firmly that that will not happen. I mean, can you just imagine settlements in Syria having the whole Palestine thing again in Syria?
How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that.
Just speaking like, and guys, I'm just being honest, right? Like this is really how it went for me. So here's the thing, right? Is like, as like a Christian, right? It's kind of like you have a natural like thing to be like, okay, well, like, you know.
Actually, there are Christians among the Palestinians. And recently, the Christian village was burned and Palestinians driven out, a Christian village by Israel settlers. It's no news on that in mainstream news. They don't talk about that much, but yeah, I'm not happy about that.
Oh, we're kind of similar. I mean, even though it's not the same, but it's just kind of like, I can kind of agree.
Israel settlers, Arrowhead, Christians. Last Christian town in the West Bank attacked and besieged by Israeli settlers. But so if you think that Christians aren't being hurt by Israel's relentless pursuit of land for their greater Israel, you're wrong. Christians are being hurt.
That like we have more values in common, so like, you know what, let's maybe get along, right? And I feel that's how I felt about like Israel. Is I feel like, wow, they care about like, they have like freedom. They let people live there. Like I'd be okay with them having control. They're gonna let us go there and like do, look at our holy sites and stuff, and that's great. That's right. Like I think that's preferable to like, I think it's preferable. I mean, that's my understanding of it. Again, I'm not like, I just want to clarify.
Israel wants control over all the territory in Greater Israel, which goes out into a huge number of countries. So when they get the land they want, Syria and Gaza and Palestine, they're not finished. It's never going to end until someone tells them, yeah, stop. And that someone has to be the United States. But as long as the U.S. deep state is in control of the United States, more or less, that's not going to happen.
Clarify, I'm not like super knowledgeable on like the whole Middle East thing, right? I keep saying that. And the reason why I'm not is because I don't really care that much, to be honest. But just, again, vibes perception-wise, I'm like, yeah.
Well, yeah, you have to care because the United States spends so much money on it. If the United States wasn't spending any money on Israel, I at least would care a lot less. But as long as my taxpayer dollars is going towards this stuff going on in Gaza, I think I'm involved in it. You have to be involved. I mean, you could do so much good with the money sent to Israel if it was spent here in the United States. It's an issue. You have to care about it.
Israel pretty cool, right? But dude, like, and this has been like
pretty cool, except we're spending so much money on it. That amount of money, you can't ignore that, Leaflit.
Opinion on it, right? Where I'd buy stuff from there. Like I get like, like goods from there because I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. It's like, from like, it's like it's like from, all those biblical stories. It's like,
yeah, if we weren't spending so much money on Israel and Israel wasn't killing so many innocent people in their pursuit of Hamas, then I wouldn't really have a problem with Israel. And if Israel also wasn't trying to take over land in Syria, that too, and also wasn't driving out Christians from villages in the West Bank. If Israel wasn't doing any of those things, I'd be a lot more cool with Israel.
From over there, so I'd like, buy some olive oil or something like that from there, right? And I've always just kind of seen it as a place as like, oh, maybe I'll like go there one day. That's kind of cool. See all the ancient sites and stuff like that, right? And I went from that to like, why do they keep fucking around? You know what I mean? And I just keep like seeing it. I just keep seeing like fucking around, a little fucking around, a little bit fucking around. A little bit more fucking.
A little fucking around is a very gentle way of putting it.
Around. I'm just like, what is going on?
Because Netanyahu wants all the land in Gaza, and he has a problem. There's 2 million Palestinians there. So he doesn't want the excuse that October 11th to go to waste and this end without him getting as much land from Gaza as possible. So he's keeping it going, hoping that things will somehow he can get rid of the Palestinians, either slowly kill them off, or make it so bad that they want to leave, or that other countries accept having them leave. He doesn't really have an end goal, but he wants land.
I'm just like, bros, like, can you calm the fuck down? It's becoming like less and
He
less.
could have secured the release of the hostages a lot earlier, but he wouldn't. They didn't want to negotiate. They didn't provide Hamas anywhere near the terms that could be accepted, specifically to make sure they didn't accept and didn't release the hostages. Because as long as there's hostages, he can continue this blockade, this oppression of Gaza.
Less like it's becoming less and less like possible. It's like I went from like really being like, yeah, I think Israel's like way better, to being like kind of like, okay, well they fuck around too much, like maybe I don't really care, right? And it's just so weird to me. It's so weird to me that they would overplay their hand so hard.
It's not weird. You're talking about the same government, Israel government, that funded Hamas, funded the terrorist organization that did October 11th. This man here funded Hamas. That's how, let's put it gently, fucked up this man is. Someone who would fund Hamas, don't expect common sense from them.
Like this, just so weird.
I think that maybe there's money that's coming out. I mean, I don't know the evidence of this, right? But like, is there probably money that's being spent on making Israel look bad? I mean, I'm open to the idea of that, sure, but I'm not really seeing a huge amount of examples of that. And also, I mean, really, this is not. I don't. How are you even comparing?
I do want a Tabor. Those are pretty fucking sick. I still want one.
It to the stranglehold that Israel has on American politics. It's not even remotely close. I think
explain why that hold is. It might sound outlandish, but it really is that. Think about it. What Mossad was doing with Epstein was at the request of the deep state in America. Just that example alone, how much leverage that gives Israel over the U.S. And so as long as U.S. deep state is still rooted in and in charge, really behind the scenes, so as long as that's true, Israel's influence will be outsized in the U.S. and the suffering of the Palestinians will continue.
I think that really the turning has been, like, as I said before, it's resource allocation, and then also people just simply seeing videos of Palestine. You see videos of Gaza, you see
I mean, you already know how I feel about the whole Palestine Gaza thing, right? I actually think that the whole, like, they're genociding kids and stuff like that, I don't really agree with that. Like, I already talked about that, like, how I feel about that. So that's not even the thing. For me, it's
a lot of horrible things are going on in Gaza, by the way. And I'm just mentioning this because Nux has a very pro-Israel take and doesn't mention a lot of things, but like one thing Israel is doing is using human shields because Hamas sets booby traps in buildings and stuff. The way they deal with that is they recruit a random Palestinian civilian and have them clear the buildings so that when booby trap goes off, poof, it's a Palestinian that dies. That is using human shields, and that practice is widespread among the IDF. And also about their practice for dispersing crowds when they distribute food is just shooting at the crowds. There have been multiple whistleblowers in Jewish press because there are good people in the IDF, and they when they see just their soldiers just shooting at civilians, they whistleblow on that. So there are a lot of killing of innocent civilians going on by the IDF, and it's war. Like, there's always innocent civilians dying, and that's to be expected. But there's so much hatred on both sides. It's particularly bad in the Israel-Hamas conflict.
It's the weird subterfuge that, like, I keep seeing, and the thing is a lot of it is like, yeah, like certain things being banned, like, oh, this is banned, and then you have like America enacting laws that are like, yeah, you specifically can't talk shit about Israel. It's like, wait, why not? Right? And so, like, the things that I'm concerned with are the things that are like 100% true, like the things that are like actually, like, you can see it, and they're saying that that's what it is.
Videos of kids, and that has been, if you agree or disagree, you have to acknowledge it's successfully been blamed on Israel. And because of that, I think that's what's radicalized a lot of people against Israel.
At the same time, they try to control the U.S. for their own personal defense. And yeah, I don't agree with that. Like I don't. I don't like that we're being used for things like that. Again, like I'm guys, it's very simple. I'm just America first. I'm America first, and I'm basically almost America only. The only extent at which I'm not America only is that sometimes I agree that helping other people that are more aligned with us would actually benefit America. So I mean, actually, technically, I am America only if you think of it that way. But like it,
Yeah, I think
It's simply looking
a good position that all our politicians should have.
at that stuff.
Community, they're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of
Fake
battle.
videos.
You know, the weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work.
wait, is it? That's like a Nick Fuentes person, right? I mean, I watch.
You know what? This is enough of this. I'm not going to watch the whole video, but Leaflit is another based VTuber like Nuxtaku that is a great watch and has a lot of good takes. Again, she doesn't know a lot of the background stuff that I wrote about on Market Skeptics, but no one does. Anyway, like and subscribe. This will be a video on YouTube. And I could watch the whole thing, but Israel, Palestine, you could go on for hours and hours. I've said most of the big points. And I'll provide a link to the video and you can watch more if you're interested.